Hi everyone, I'm Katie and I'm really excited today to introduce you to Miriam, who is a client of mine, and she's going to tell us all about her experience and her overcoming her and breaking free of anxiety. So Miriam, thank you so much for jumping on this call today.
Well, the pleasure is mine actually to be in this call and to record this with you and to share my experience with everyone who is maybe just joined or planning to join your sessions.
Oh my God, my heart melts every time I see you. I'm going to start off by asking you, Miriam, tell me what motivated you to start working with me?
So actually, I was in a period with work where everything was chaotic, and I had this this anxiety, this crippling anxiety, where I couldn't focus. My productivity was plummeting, and I just really needed some help and some professional help. And I think I was really blessed to stumble upon you and to do the sessions with you.
Yeah, because I remember some of the first times that we spoke, and it was, you couldn't almost see the wood from the trees.
Yeah.
It was very, yeah, I remember so much.
I felt like I was haunted with this feeling of anxiety, and it started to trigger some depression episode, and I couldn't enjoy my life, and I hated everything about my job. So I really needed this guidance, and I think it was a valuable and very precious experience.
And so just remind me of what you do and kind of like how chaotic your job was at that time.
So I work in marketing, especially in digital marketing, and I am in charge of different brands and of different tasks within each brand. So for me, it was a very overwhelming change because at the time I just started with this new arrangement at work. There were also some new campaigns and huge campaign for our marketing. So for me, it was really hard to just embrace the new change and to find new routines within this new change.
And what exactly were you experiencing at that time? Like, what did your anxiety feel like? What else were you experiencing?
So mostly it was like, as I mentioned, a crippling anxiety, and my attention was not there. I couldn't focus on my task at hand. I couldn't plan accordingly. My productivity was plummeting. It took me a lot of time to do like some basic tasks that in the past wouldn't take me as much. I also felt that at work I was not heard when I voiced my concern about the new change. And I just couldn't see solutions on my own, and I couldn't take myself out of it on my own. And I just really needed someone to hear me and to give me some really reasonable advice and take my hand through this change and help me to make sense out of it, and also help me to just make sense of everything and my goals and my personal life, and get to a point where there's some equilibrium between all these components. So to take me out of this haunting feeling of anxiety and sadness and crying almost all the time because of work.
Yeah. And this was actually going to make me ask, what other areas of your life did it impact?
Well, actually, this anxiety impacted every aspect of my life, my personal life, my personal projects, my relationships, either with friends or like dating and things like that, and also family. So I think when we think about anxiety at work, I don't think it just um, within the perimeter of work, because it touches your personal habits, your eating, sleeping, and life hygiene and relationships. So once I started to change my outlook at my work and my responsibilities and how I approach them, I started to see an improvement in the quality of my life and how I eat, how I sleep, how I hang out with my friends, or how I relate to my family and things like that.
It's amazing. I think once you find the root cause and you fix it, every part of your life gets better.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm curious to know, how would you describe the experience of working with me?
Actually, it was a very soothing experience, and I felt like we were very close, and it was a very beautiful human experience, actually. And I think this is very important when you are looking for help and reaching to someone. It's important to feel this human connection with the person, because it's not just someone who's trying to get business out of you. So it's someone who's really concerned about you, and someone who truly and genuinely wants to help you. And this really touched me, and this made me do everything in my power to accelerate the improvement from my side, and to be as engaged as I could in the process. And I think it's really, really important. And to this day, whenever I think about whenever like I have some anxiety trigger at work, or I am not feeling well, I just flashback to our sessions, flashback to your advice, flashback to the notes we take, and to everything we did in our sessions. And like this, I feel instantly much better. And I think this is really a valuable point.
Yeah, and I think it's also about learning stuff that you'll have for the rest of your life, because as humans, we forget stuff, we're fallible, and life goes on, challenges are thrown our way, but you have kind of this foundation of understanding, okay, this is what I can do to make myself feel better.
Exactly, yeah.
And how do you feel now that you finished working with me? Like, what's your life like now?
I still feel and touch the changes. And for example, if you remember, I had really a hard time to eat well and to sleep well. I didn't enjoy my days as much. It was only work, and sleep. And I forgot to eat sometimes lunch or breakfast and things like that. Now it's very different. I still have a lot of work to do. However, I approach it differently. I feel much more productive. If you remember, I always used to complain about mistakes I make at work. So now there are like much fewer, if no mistakes at all. So there's a huge difference. I eat much better. I hang out with friends many times a week. I'm just more satisfied. Of course, there are still things I would like to improve on how I approach work, on where I want to go with my career. But now I have more clarity to face these questions and these issues. And in the meantime, I'm enjoying my life much better than the period like before our session. So, and even though like our sessions have ended, it's not like there was like a stop. Like I can always cycle back and do flashback and remember, or go back to the notes I was taking. And it's just those good feelings. They spark back again, and they give me the guidance I need in the moment.
And how would you describe your mindset now?
So my mindset is very different than before. I feel like I have a much more positive mindset. So I'm more aware of the negative thoughts, and I can change them before they grow and they start haunting me. And this is a very important key point and takeaway from the sessions we did together. So now I have the habit that even if it's just like a lame joke that I'm telling about myself, I just no, even if it's just a joke, don't say this about yourself, because it's reinforcing a negative thoughts that there is inside. And if I see myself like thinking something again and again, I try to go to the root, as we did in our session. So when I remember this and I put it into perspective, the situation changed and my mindset changed, and the way I experience everything is different, significantly different.
And I think there's we learn so much about ourselves. We learn about what was that like for you, like learning about yourself and things maybe you didn't even realize, like how much did that impact you?
So I think one of the biggest key points was that a lot of the negative thoughts, or like the beliefs I had about myself, had no reasonable ground to exist. And sometimes it's just a very old situation, and I judged myself based on this situation, and I kept holding so dearly to this judgment that was growing in my life until now. And once you realize that you can actually let go of these beliefs, I think it's life-changing. And of course, there's always some work to do. However, once you are aware of the thought or the basis of those negative thoughts or negative beliefs, you can always go back and chase them again, because now you know where they exist and where they come from. It's not like something that there is there and you have no power over it. Now you know you have control about this thought, and you know you can do something about them.
And I think this is the reason why so many people feel out of control. Like, I can't control my thoughts, I can't control my feelings, like I feel this way and there's no way out. And actually it's not as difficult as people think.
Yeah, exactly. And this is something that was like mind-blowing to me, actually. Because it may not seem as intuitive to everyone, but once you experience it, and again, I want to highlight the importance of like having someone who is a professional who can help you see it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can't. That's exactly it. You can't unsee it.
And once you live the experience, you can always go back and try again. And I think it was very important for me to have you by my side through this process, because I don't think I would have done it by myself, or even if I wanted to do it by myself, it would have taken me maybe 10 years to get there. But now I made a huge savings in time just by working with you.
That's amazing. And I know, so we explore stuff from our past, but then we look at our future and kind of, you know, meeting the future you and your goals. Like, how was that for you?
I think that was one of the most amazing parts of our session, because even, you know, sometimes things happen, and even when you try to be positive about it, sometimes you just lose the sense of orientation and where you are going with your life. But then when you go back to this image that you created, and you actually lived it, because when we worked on this future projection, it felt real. It felt like that was me, and I was there, and I felt the beautiful weather, and I smelled the cookies, and I hugged my partner, and I smelled the house that was clean, and I could hear the waves. So I think this is very important, because now I feel like I have this I don't know how to call it, but like this sense of orientation. Whenever I'm lost or I don't know where I'm going, I just flashback to our projection in the future session, and I just close my eyes and deep breath and just live it all over again.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I'm not someone who believes in magic, but this is the closest thing to magic, actually, because at least you're present.
Yeah.
There's an instant impact on your present moment,
Yeah.
and then you can take actions. Probably will not get 100% to this, maybe something similar but different.
Yeah.
Maybe something just as good, but the direction is there. And
yeah, and we need goals. We need an end point.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't
Yes.
have an end point, we don't know where we're going, and that's where we can sort of drift and feel lost. And when you have this quite a powerful vision of who you want to become, it motivates you to keep on going.
And it's very comforting because you feel like that's me, and I can get there, and I have everything I need to get myself to that point, because I saw myself there. So I owe it to myself to take me there. So
absolutely,
I think this is magic. Yeah.
I love that. And so, you know, what else has been going on in your life? Like, what improvements, apart from kind of how you feel inside, like what improvements in your life have you witnessed since working with me?
So, as I said, I have a much better life hygiene. So I eat more balanced meals. I don't skip my meals anymore. I feel more organized in my work, and more focused, less anxious when a situation that could trigger anxiety. So I am experiencing much less anxiety. So I reincorporated more leisure time. So I hang out with friends, and I think this contributed hugely and massively to improve the quality of my life. So there's always this enjoyment in my day. And what else? I think also sleep. My sleep is much better. So I still can't wake up as early as I should, but
I think we're all
quality
guilty.
of my the quality of my sleep is better, so my focus is better, so I can get more out of my day. And I remember that if you asked me in the first couple of sessions if I would rate the quality of my life, I think that was like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
But now I would say it's 7 to 8 out of 10.
Which is amazing. Which
yes,
is amazing.
Absolutely.
And what would you say to anyone who's putting off fixing their problems or their anxiety or their frustrations?
I think if you have the opportunity to go and do it right now, you shouldn't wait, because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to take care of you, because I think if you have an appendix that you should remove, or if you have I don't know, like a heart condition, you wouldn't wait. You know. And I think anxiety or like help with your career or depression and things like that, they're just as important, and you don't know what you are missing. So go for it. I mean,
it can be so quick as well. Like we think that it takes a lifetime to make changes. It doesn't at all. And you can go from a 3 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. Like that's such a huge fundamental change in a relatively short amount of time.
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes you just need to start something, because maybe when you are thinking, oh, it will take me 8 weeks, 10 weeks to get to that point, but you just need to start, because 8 weeks will pass by anyways. What did you do with this time? And it's not as hard as it sounds. It just you just need to take this step forward and just engage, and I don't know, like at least give it a shot.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy, you can always always back down. But as
Yeah.
from my experience, I don't see how you wouldn't be satisfied and happy since the first session, because for me it was a life-changing experience since day one, actually.
It's amazing. Even on the first call with me, I find people have such amazing breakthroughs and can, you know, like you say, when you see things, you can't unsee them, you can't unlearn,
Exactly.
you can't, and it just shines so much consciousness on how your brain is operating, that many of us have never done that before. What would you say, final question, what would you say is the best outcome for you after having worked with me?
I think there are two highlights to working with you. The first one is this crippling anxiety is like 99% gone.
Yeah.
I don't feel haunted by negative feelings and negative energy of anxiety. So when you remove anxiety, you give more space to focus, to more productivity, a better quality of life. And second thing is that I feel like I enjoy my days even more.
Yeah.
And I think those are very important to me. And I think this is like we prepared a solid basis to go forward from this point and achieve dreams and goals. And of course, for me, the most important thing is to experience and enjoy the experience of life.
I know it's such a cliche, but I'm a big believer that it really is all about the journey, because our potential always expands. As we expand, our potential expands. So we'll never reach our potential. So it is only the journey that we have. But and I think the biggest thing about life is just living a happy life. You know, when you're happy, life is just so much better. And I think I want to teach people how to be happy.
And also I see life as a tree of possibilities. So you never know the possibilities out there that are waiting for you to open your eyes and see them. And what you need is just to break free of your anxiety. And once you break free of your anxiety, you break free of all the negative beliefs that are holding you down and holding you back from going forward. And you never know what's waiting for you beyond that door.
I know there's so much waiting for you, Miriam, honestly. And it was such a pleasure and delight to work with you and to see your transformation. And I feel so blessed and honored, and I can't wait to see where your life takes you.
Thank you so much. And I don't know how I would thank you properly, but for me, the best way to thank you is to keep your words and your advice with me and try to apply them as best as I could. And I really, really hope that I will make you proud. And
you have already made me proud. You've already made me proud.
For me, like, the whole thing was a very special human experience, and I just I can't. I wish there are like more words to express how it made me feel every session. And whenever I think back about it, it's really amazing that we have people like you. It's really a huge blessing, and I really enjoyed working with you. And I hope that other people will get to experience this as well. Because I think as many people should like deserve to experience this.
Yeah, I think you're right. People, like, everyone deserves to feel happy, to not feel fear, to not have anxiety. It's our right. It's our right.
Exactly.
And sometimes we need help to get there. We need a little bit of guidance. Well,
exactly.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you so much for today. And yeah, I can't wait to see you again very, very
Anytime.
soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.